All right, everybody. Welcome to this Thursday night's live well here at Fish North Georgia. We're so glad you could join us. If you're watching on YouTube, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. And if you're watching at a later date, hey, we still love you too. Make sure you follow Fish North Georgia on all our social media platforms. And also, want to drop out the Real American Road Trip Season 2 is coming in a few weeks. You guys stay tuned for that. If you look over my back shoulder, we got a little monitor back there playing some of the highlights from Season 1, and Season 2 is going to be even better. So we want you guys to look forward to that. We got a great show for you. We've been gone for a couple weeks. Glad that we are back. Finally, got to get back in the groove. We want to talk some fishing, but we got a lot of great announcements tonight, a lot of great topics. I got a lot of great people in here tonight. So the crew's all here. It's going to be a really, really entertaining show. So let's take care of our business first. Let's talk about our fine sponsors. As always, we start off with Sonar Pros. Trent and the guys over there. Hey, listen, if you want it done right, you got to go to Sonar Pros. This is where the pros take their boats. They are the best at installing your high dollar graphs and all your wiring needs. 770-530. Pull that number back up there for me if you don't mind there. 530-4505 by appointment only. Tell Trent the guys at Fish North Georgia sent you. And then, of course, to me, the best guide on Lake Lanier by far, Kevin Underwood with Lip Sticker Fishing. Talked to a young man in the shop today. He's going out with him tomorrow. He's so excited. And I'm telling you, if you want to get on these giant spotted bass on Lake Lanier, Kevin is the guy to do that. He also will help you set up your sonar, talk to you about all the aspects, different ways of fishing Lake Lanier, whatever you want to do. He can help you. Check him out on Facebook at Lipsticker Fishing or at lipstickerfishing.com. And then next, we've got Evolve Rod Sleeves. You hear me talk about it every single time we're on the show. The best rod sleeve on the market. We got them right here at Fish North Georgia. You can buy also buy them on our website. They float. They protect your rod. They got the lanyard. And best of all, your hooks will not get stuck in them. So evolvefishing.com. Festive Water, our buddies in the kayak game over off Highway 369. If you're into paddle boards, whitewater rafting, or fishing kayaks, they've got something for you. Nathan and the guys over there will set you up. They do rigging and everything. I'm telling you, it's a place you got to check out. If you watch their social media feeds, lots happening there. FestiveWaters.com. And then, of course, the Money Saver Lure Retriever. Guys, for the price that lures cost today, hey, you know you're going to want to get them back. The Money Saver Lure Retriever is by far the best lure retriever I have ever seen in my entire life. Like, we got them on Fish North Georgia. At Fish North Georgia, and of course on fngo.com. So, and then of course, right behind me, our buddies over at Turner Tire. Hey, if you're in the Jasper, Georgia area and you want some new tires, brakes, alignment for your car, go to a family-owned local business. The guys over at Turner Tire will set you up just right. 706-253-3339. Give them a call today. And of course, my favorite, Etowah Mead Beer and Wine. Now, tonight, I'm drinking something a little bit different. It's a new one. It is called Darling of the Laundromat. And I'll tell you what, it's interesting. And every one of their products are really good, really interesting. Kevin talks about that Airbnb all the time. If you like mead, beer, whatever, they got it. And if you're into mead and you're not in the Dahlonega, Georgia area, they can actually ship it because it's classified as a wine. So go check them out, Etowah Mead Beer and Wine in Dahlonega, Georgia. And again, tell them that we sent you. So looking at everybody up there in the comments section, it's good to see you guys again tonight. Listen, we got a lot to go to, but the first thing we're going to do tonight is a big announcement. All right. You guys know Big Shanty Bassmasters over on Lake Allatoona. Every year they do a Toys for Tot tournament on Lake Allatoona. It's a great cause. They have a great time. Some really super guys. But we've got an announcement for you this year that's going to up the ante for you Lake Lanier guys a little bit. So I got my buddies Danny Perdue and John Drew here, and we're going to spend the first part of the show talking about this upcoming event that we have got planned. So, Mr. Danny, what we got going on?
I appreciate you having us out tonight, Danny.
Absolutely.
Appreciate all Fish North Georgia has done for Big Shanty in the past. First off, we want to make sure everybody's aware that the Altoona tournament is scheduled for November 2nd.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be out of the blockhouse. Because we got a new dock there now. It's supposed to be in the water, so we're thankful for that. We're looking at a $3,000 first place prize again. And we'll have some more announcements as far as procedure and everything later on. But I wanted to go ahead and let you know that we're going to have Chuck Thrasher is going to be our weighmaster this year. Our sponsors, Towboat, U.S. Lake Altoona, BDS Plumbing, North Georgia Insulation, Ragsdale Heating and Air, Country City Realty, Jen and Jennifer Short, DRC Marine, For Her Outdoor Apparel, Spro, and Picasso. Most all these were returning sponsors. BDS is a new sponsor this year in Country City, and they're new for this year. One of our newest sponsors, Hardy Family Automotive Group, they're going to be a Big Fish sponsor. They're going to give us a $250 bonus on top of what we collect for Big Fish.
There you go.
So we're going to have another good Big Fish pot, and we still got our raffle items, and we're still looking for items and sponsors for that nature. But we're not here for that tonight.
That's right.
We're not here for that tonight. We just want to let you know first off about Altoona. December 7th, we will be at Lake Lanier for a Toys for Todd event.
That's right. We're going to do it.
We are going to do it. And we're going to be going out Laurel Park. $80 entry fee, $60 that goes to the pot, $20 to Big Fish. And I believe we're going to have a
$5,000 guaranteed first place prize.
$5,000.
$5,000 guaranteed first place prize.
And all of that on behalf of Danny at Fish North Jordan.
Hell, I ain't writing no check.
And the work and the work
this happen, though.
The work that he has done behind the scenes, folks. The work that he has done behind the scenes.
Yeah, we're going to do. I tell you what, guys, listen. These guys do a great job each and every year with this, and they approached me about bringing it to Lake Lanier, and I said, well, if you want them Lake Lanier boys to show up, we got to up that pot a little bit. So that's why we're going to go with a $5,000 first place prize, and I'll be talking about the sponsors in the coming weeks and months that I've already contacted. I've got a lot of commitments. It's going to happen regardless. And I haven't really told Danny and John this, but I really want to make this an event at Laurel Park that's even bigger than what maybe they imagined. I want to see if we can get vendors and food trucks and all.
Bring it.
Is that okay? So we can do that. So like, I want to make this like a big time event. And you asked me yesterday if I would MC it.
Yes,
I'm going to MC it. And if everything works out right, we are going to do the weigh-in live, just like we did the TAA tournament. So I think it's a big thing. Now, I think the anglers entry fees will pay for places 2 on down, depending on how many boats we got.
Yeah, depending on we're definitely going to go back at least 6 places. We may go back a little bit more. I'm not 100% sure yet.
I'm going to fill it up. I'm going to fill
it up. We'll go back.
How many boats y'all normally get for this?
Last year, I think we had about 65.
We run around 65 to 70.
Okay, well, Lake Lanier boys are going to come out. We're going to beat that.
Great.
Okay.
We're going to show the Altoona guys. I know I love you, Altoona guys, but we're going to show you guys up. Now, again, if you're fishing, of course, there'll be a requirement, not only your entry fee, but you got to bring toys.
Correct. Got to bring a toy, or at least toys.
Toys. Bring toys. Don't
Unwrapped.
bring toys.
Unwrapped.
Unwrapped toys?
Unwrapped.
Unwrapped. Okay. Oh, you mean not in Christmas paper?
No Christmas paper.
But they need to be closed up in the box.
That's right.
I was like, well,
that's right.
You can't be bringing no used toys.
No.
Okay. No, I got that. So we're going to do that. And again, like I've already talked to a couple of food truck companies and just kind of giving them the tentative date, and they're like really interested. And I really think, are y'all still doing the motorcycle and the Jeep ride for over there on Altoona?
Over at Altoona, yeah, we're still doing. Not doing the Jeep ride this year, but we are going to have Warhorse Brotherhood Motorcycle Club. They're going to be doing a ride through.
Okay, well, we're going to see if any of you guys are involved in a motorcycle club or a Jeep club or whatever like that, and you guys want to be involved with this event. It's December 7th, right? That's what we said. Is that what you said, December 7th?
For Lanier.
For Lanier, that's right, yeah. So we want to get you guys involved. You can reach out to me, and I'll get you in touch with Danny and all them. But I really, really, really want to make this a big event that's going to turn into an annual event, because every time I ask you guys, especially in the Lake Lanier area, to step up for a charity or something like that, you guys always do it. By far, you're the best. I've already talked to some big-name anglers. I mentioned it to them down at Icast. Might be a couple of shockers that might show up for this, but I also talked to the Emil Wagners and Kaz Andersons of the world, and I already said we're there. Brooks Anderson, all these young guys. So we're going to get the best of the best on Lanier. But hey, it doesn't matter if you're like me and you're not the best of the best. Show up anyway, because it's going to be fun. We're going to make it a great time. Big Shanties. We're going to make this an annual event on Lanier and really just absolutely blow it out of the water. And at the end of the day, the whole purpose is to make some kids smile that they might not have something come Christmas time. You're going to be a part of giving them a toy, giving them a present. If we can do it around fishing, what better way? I mean, don't you think so, John?
Absolutely. Like I said, I know the turnout we've had previously has been great. We appreciate the fishermen that have shown up, but we're really trying to up the ante this year with 2 tournaments. So we're hoping the guys show up and really do it for a good cause. Really hoping they do.
Absolutely. And let me also too, if you own a business and you want to be one of the sponsors for either one of the main sponsors for the first place prize, contact me. I'm going to work it all out with you, or we might can throw up some other prizes like a big
Yeah.
fish. We'll work it all out, but this is definitely going to happen. And I promise you, it's going to be a really cool thing to see, guys that are staying home that day, just to watch you weigh in your fish and to watch what we're doing as a community. Because at the end of the day, that's what this is all about.
Right.
Building up our community and showing what the North Georgia community is about, how charitable we are, and the fishing industry, especially around here, it's a brotherhood. Even if you're a trout guy, kayak guy, we still love you guys too. No, I'm kidding like that. But it is something, and we want to do something special. And that's why this kind of really means a lot to me. So you're going to start seeing a lot of it on our social media from here on out. We kind of waited, had a few details we had to work on, but now that we got a date, we've got the permit. It's going to be out of Laurel Park. And it can handle, Laurel Park can handle how many boats? How many boats can Laurel handle, guys? 200? Over 200. How big is our permit? Unlimited. So think about if we filled up all those spots. I'd hate to be that poor sap though that came out there that morning. Him and his boy come out of another ramp. They're going up towards Laurel just fishing. All of a sudden, but listen, it's for a great cause. Now, let's see. You should have all the big names autographed, the big Rapala, and raffle it off. Things like that we can do. And I might see if I can we might do a raffle and all that. Mm-hmm. I've gotten where I got some connections in with some of these bigger guys. We might see if we can get some autographed jerseys from like our buddy Gussie and Jordan Lee and those kind. I'll reach out to all of them. But again, I just want to make it a really good call. It's going to be around Christmas time, and the fishing should be fantastic in December.
I wouldn't doubt if it's probably close to 25, 28 pounds.
Lake Lanier shines all year long. But if you can catch it at that right spot, it's going to be big. So you guys remember that. Georgia Bass Nation will be there too.
That's right. Yes. Tony
okay,
Beck.
So Ron, sorry, Ron, you couldn't come tonight. Hold on a second. We got to stop the show. Hey, Tatum. Listen, I'm like, if I don't say hey to that girl, I hear it when I get home right there. So any other details that we need to really think about?
I can't think of any right offhand. Of course, when I walk out of here, it'll probably be a dozen that pop in my head.
That's okay.
Tony Beck with our Georgia Bass Nation president. He's going to be our weigh master. They're going to bring the weigh-in trailer there and have it all set up. So we're looking at having a top event.
Yeah, and again, you get to see me talking the whole time. So if that's what you like, you wouldn't be here if you didn't. But right. We're going to have a good time with it. And like again, you guys, I want to shout out you guys, Big Shanty Bassmasters, because you guys, this is something you guys have been doing on Allatoona. Y'all have a big heart, and it's a very important cause that you guys are. And I appreciate the fact that y'all asked us to be a part of it, just to kind of help you with the Lanier guys. And I really want to make this a big event.
Well, we think we found the right person to make it happen.
That's right.
Well, no, I think we found the right person to make it happen. We're lucky to know you guys. So how do we register for the tournament, Randall? Listen, hey, Randall's a good dude. We'll figure that out here in the next week or two. We'll start getting things together like that. We'll have where you can sign up here at Fish North Georgia, maybe even get the dugout, because I'm sure some of them Allatoona guys might want to come up and try
Probably.
We'll figure it all out. And definitely, whenever we figure it out, we will make the announcement. And entry fee is $80, Neil. $80.
Yep.
And of 60, that 80,
60 goes to the pot.
Yep.
20 to big fish.
20 to big fish. So, hey, you might, up there at Laurel, you might get one of them big largemouth. That might be, if we can get enough boats, that could be a pretty sizable pot. And again, we might have a company jump in and make that an even bigger.
That's right.
Bigger pot.
Maybe find us a big fish sponsor who's willing to throw in a little bit of bonus money there. Hey,
you won't say no.
That's right.
Look at it. Hey, some of y'all cut a check. We'll do this. I know you guys got your own businesses and all that. Cut a check. So, anything else, guys, as far as that goes? I mean, if we're missing any details, of course, if we are, you can get them to me and we'll get them out on our social media. But, John, before I let you two guys go, what does this mean to you? I really want to know. What's this mean to your heart, buddy?
Yeah, well, I'll say this. So when I first joined Big Shanty, I thought it was just about the fishing, to be honest with you. So
right.
I think Ron and Danny specifically talked a lot about why we do it, right? Why we fish, and the event as a whole. I think I was a little optimistic about where it possibly could go, but where it's gone right now to this point, where we're kind of sort of elaborated and basically got it larger than it is right now. And your participation, willing to help us. It's huge. When you see the contribution that we've been able to do to the local kids in the community, and just seeing the smiles on their faces when we get the feedback. That's
good stuff.
It's great stuff.
That is good stuff.
It's great stuff.
I love watching the kids smile when they come in the shop. I can't even imagine though on Christmas morning and stuff like that.
And knowing you contribute to that, right?
Knowing you do that,
because we're part of it. That's a big deal.
That's the big thing. That's what we're here. That's what the Fish North Georgia community is all about. It's one big community, and we want to help everybody out. So, as we go on, you guys, if y'all get any details, make sure you hit us. We'll get it out there to everybody, and let's do this. You ready? I appreciate you guys. I'm looking forward to it. Hey, listen, December 7th, we're going to rock Laurel Park.
Sound like a plan.
We might even get a rock band up there or something. We don't know. Huh?
That works.
We'll get a polka band. Something good. We'll get some polka band. But all right, guys, I appreciate you guys coming in tonight. Again, all right, we're getting ready to get into the main beef, the meat of our show. But hey, listen, December 7th, Lake Lanier, Big Sandy Bass Masters, Fish North Georgia, Toys for Tots tournament, $5,000 guaranteed first place prize. So go ahead and mark it out on your calendar. We're going to do this right there. So all you guys in the comments, Stephen Barday, buddy, bring some of them Allatoona guys up. That's what we need to do. We need to get these Lake Lanier guys and these Allatoona guys competing against each other every year to see who really is the best of the best. Christy Graham, real quick, for you guys go.
She's the Toys for Tots coordinator for Hall County.
For Hall County. You will be helping us serve over 7,444 children. You are all so important to us. There you go. Did you hear that number again? 7,444 children. And you guys get to fish and do it. So go ahead and mark your calendar. I'm going to hold you guys to it. We'll all be there. So appreciate you guys jumping in with us tonight. And then I'm going to get old man Kevin in here and Jonathan Farmer. We're going to talk a little fishing right now. So thank you guys very much for coming. Listen, I love what you guys are doing. Love what you guys are doing. And you're the best looking guy in here.
I don't know about all that.
No, you're the best looking guy.
May say that, but
well, is that?
Oh yeah, she's on there. She's on there.
There you go. You a tiger?
She's a tiger.
Oh,
hey, look, come on. She's a tiger.
She's a tiger. Every time I see it spelled that way, I'm like, there's something just a little bit off with that person. But Miss Drew, you got a good looking husband. You did well for yourself and all that. So he is very blessed to have you, is all I got to say. So all right, guys, that is true. I heard that. So all right, guys. So now, y'all done switched places on me. Kevin's normally to my right. Now you're on my left, Grandpa. No, you're good. You're good. Confuse you. You're good. Any boat restrictions on that tournament? No, Michael Temples. You can put it in the water. You can fish it. So that's going to be awesome. And Jeremiah's looking for a co-angler already. So seriously, guys, this is going to be fun. It's going to be fun. And again, we're going to try to make it a day. I want it to really be good. So now let's get to the show at hand. So last week we were down at Icast. Missed you guys, absolutely missed you guys, but we had a hell of a time down there. And you know how Icast is. All the new baits come out, all this stuff. They do the best in shows. And Kevin got to actually go down there with us for a day and got to walk around. Look at that. Yes, he is. So look at that. Miss Drew says he is. He's lucky. She knows it. Hey, know your worth, honey. Know your worth. So I appreciate that. And so we were talking about all the all the new baits. And so it kind of crossed my mind. We'll talk a little bit about Icast and some of the things we saw, but what are your top baits, newer baits that have come out here recently? There's a lot to be discussed. And what are your worst baits? What are the biggest gimmicks that you've seen? Because owning a tackle shop, I always tell everybody there's two types of baits in this world, those that catch fish and those that catch anglers. And I promise you, there's a lot more that catch anglers than they do fish. And I want Ron, I'm going to address that comment right there here in just a second, because what I did notice at Icast, and you were only down there for a day, Kevin, but you probably noticed, but as a retailer, I also get tons of emails when they find out you're going to Icast and you get on that email list. Every big company sends you out email after email after email saying, hey, our new products are coming. Our new products. Vote for them best in show. Come and look at this. And so Ron Swinford, pull up Ron's comment right there, if you don't mind. Berkeley always stacks the vote so they can win best in show. Helps when they have 400 people all vote for one thing. I cannot prove or disprove that. I can tell you, though, that if you're down there as an exhibitor, you're not allowed to vote. Ain't that right?
That's correct.
Now, Kevin actually did go in there. So, Kevin, you saw it. You saw how it was set up this year. I've explained it in years past. You tell me what you saw going into the room that's marked off best of show, the candidates. What did you see when you're in there?
They wouldn't let us in until after 1:00 in the afternoon.
Because we were exhibitors.
We were exhibitors. Everything is categorized. When you walk in there, you've got all your hard baits, soft baits categorized. You've got your marine items from fishing net to depth finders to anchors to fishing poles to reels. It's all set up, and you walk through there, and I guess they're judging based on what they think is the best out of there.
And it's crazy because you don't get to fish with them or use them or nothing. You're basically going on looks.
All the bait, hard bait, soft baits, you couldn't even touch them. They were behind glass.
Behind glass. Yeah, so that's the take me next time, Jeremiah says. And then there was Jason Jones. The new ones this year at Icast was a bit disappointing. It is a beauty contest.
It is.
It's a beauty contest because he, just like Kevin said, you walk in and the only people that get the vote are the retailers. So if you're an exhibitor down there, even like we were down there for the TV show, we didn't have no new product in there. We were not allowed nowhere near the place. So retailers get to go in. You walk, you're looking at glass cases, and without handling, without ever fishing with it, for most part, there's a few baits that have been out. You just look at it and say, that looks neat, and that gets your vote. So really, it could not really, honestly, not be the best bait available.
You wouldn't know.
You wouldn't know.
You can't feel it. You can't touch it. All you're looking through the glass.
I will say this. Last year, the Berkeley Slobber Knocker won Best of Show, and that's their chatterbait. I'm not knocking the bait. I'm not knocking the bait. You might be able to. Have you fished a slobber knocker there, Jonathan?
I have.
You have?
I have.
You both have. Now, what is the other one? Z-Man's Jackhammer. Thank you back there in the gallery. The Jackhammer. I will tell you this. Coming in the store, Jackhammers sell 100 to 1. It's not even close. If we had to put percentages on it.
It starts the vibration faster too.
But here's the thing. It won Best of Show last year. It should be the hottest thing on the market. It's not.
I believe Jackhammer was out a year before the Slobber Knocker came out, though. So
it was.
The Jackhammer's been out for many years before the Slobber Knocker come out.
Yeah. But here's the thing is like you go in there, you look at it. Here's this basically a chatterbait, and you're like, they got around Z-Man's patent or whatever it was to how they hook it all up. And you look at it without fishing it, everybody's like, that's the bait of the year. And so really it's a beauty contest. You're voting on thighs and boobs at that point.
Ron probably has some truth in his statement there.
Well, he does. He absolutely does. Because you get email after email after email.
I didn't get any emails.
I'll put you on the email list. I'll put you on the email list, Kevin. That's because I signed you up on my email. Hell, I got your emails.
Thank you.
So, but the thing, there was a lot of good products. Don't get me wrong. There's a lot of great products. RH Fishing, Mr. Ryan Hanks. I love you, dude. The Queen Tackle, Rolling Strolling Jig Head was the best product I saw this year. The innovation between the engineer Jeff Queen and his Elite Series son KJ is what we need more of in our industry. 100% agree. 100% agree. I stopped by their booth. I didn't get out of our booth very much, but I definitely went by and I looked at Queen Tackle stuff because of their relationship with Cast Fishing. And but Berkeley stacks the deck. The retailers like Academy will have 30 people go and vote. Unfortunately, there's a lot of truth to that. Lawrence's new Eagle entry level forward facing sounds pretty cool. Yeah. And I think you also mentioned there's a new arc rod coming out that we will have here at the shop at some point. And a lot of the stuff. So like you guys give me your opinion on this. Both of you. I don't know if you fished with it. I think you have. The best hard bait this year was the Berkeley Credge. Okay. Got it right here. Berkeley Credge. So basically jerk bait backwards, bill up. Guys have been fishing it around Lake Lanier. Not quite a year, but a while now. 6 months at least, maybe even a little bit longer. Mm-hmm. So have you thrown one?
I have.
Okay. Well, I want you to give me your honest assessment on that bait and be honest.
It's a forward facing sonar bait. Most baits that I saw that were close to best in show or best in show that showed the most votes were forward facing sonar baits. So forward facing sonar has took over as far as like the Icast section of it is
a lot of stuff.
It's going to be the forward facing sonar, which it's been a good bait for sure.
Ken Pruitt's ex-girlfriend won best in show, but she was nuts. So we ain't going there. I don't even know that. So, but yet, no, I know that girl. I know that girl, not his girl. I'm married to her. I'm married to the other nut job right there. I love you, man, if you're watching. But you are right. It was a big thing, big push on. You got to walk around more, but there was a lot of forward-facing stuff there.
Majority of it was forward-facing. Jig heads, swim baits, they were all forward-facing.
Yeah, it's just that's the industry right now.
It is.
But at the end of the day, it's really hard to reinvent the wheel. A lot of companies come out with the same stuff. There's the rabbit hole. We ain't going down that rabbit hole. Sal Pinto thinks we're going down it. Jason, thanks for putting a number on. Jason said 500 million 219. So I don't exactly know what that number is. So if you guys could, I might have missed it. You guys put that back in the comment section. Jason Jones, what is that number? That's a big number. But here's the thing. You walk around, Berkeley's Pure Fishing. They're a big player. You got your big ones like Daiwa, Shimano. Big booth.
Probably the biggest one there.
Pure. Yeah, Pure was the biggest. But then you had other medium-sized companies. They're all big down there. But this year, it really didn't. The little time I got to walk around, it didn't draw me to any of it. I was not looking for their baits this year because I've not heard of any news of anything coming out that just wowed. I mean, did you see anything when you were walking around other than a couple that we're going to talk about that actually wowed you down there?
I did. As a matter of fact.
Oh, he got a list. Grandpa got a list.
I made a couple notes.
Oh, that's made
I think
up.
Crush City had some great baits that were coming out.
Crush City?
We've been hearing about the Mooch Minnow. It's that's pretty sharp. It really does.
The Mooch Minnow?
Yes.
Mooch Minnow. Okay.
It's got 2 flange tail. It looks really good.
I did see it. I saw it 2 days ago. I was looking at some of the baits that had come out.
Okay. So the Mooch Minnow by Crush City, that got your Thornton approval?
I'll probably buy it because it looks good to me.
Okay. That's good.
Yeah. The Z-Man Chadtron. It has a line tie system. It's a jig head, but it's got a line tie system that works both ways. If you come up to the top, you tie on a single hook. If you go down to the bottom, you tie on a treble hook.
Okay.
And I thought that was pretty sharp.
There you go. So there you
go. Epic Baits had a tungsten jig head that has a flat bottom for standing up, which looked pretty good. Yamamoto Baits had a covert crawl. It's about 2.5 inches long, and the pinchers float.
So is that a Ned rig bait?
Ned rig's what I'm thinking. Yeah.
Yep. Okay. I did not realize that he was doing this much homework while we were down there.
Well, I was
he knew it'd come up.
No. Damn, it's 2 pages.
Yeah, 2 pages, really.
Hey, you do have a question of the week tonight, don't you?
I do have a question.
Okay, I forgot to tell about. We're going to do that.
Wait a minute.
Okay.
It's got 5 answers too.
Oh, holy good leader. What's up, Kevin Underwood? What new baits do I need to buy? True Grit Jig. True Grit Jigs. That's all you need. All right, what else?
Oh, I just had a few more. Z-Man Graph Shads.
Yeah.
That's the jig head with the minnow. I can't remember the one that 360 came out with it a while back, where the bait fits right up against the head, so it's smooth. It's not a ball head or nothing. It looks just like a fish head.
Right.
They had a good looking swim bait. And Spro's got a spinning reel. It looked pretty good too. The knob on it, you know how when you go to grab your reel and you're trying to get that little piece there?
Yeah.
There's this 4-way. So you can grab it this way or this way and spin it.
Okay.
Adjust your drag, which I thought was pretty good. I just, one day didn't give you a whole lot of time because it's crazy.
Right.
It is crazy.
So the big thing is you have to kind of determine, kind of like Ron's got a comment, just to see what is worth getting and what is a fad. And some of the stuff out there it's going to be a fad. Now the Credge, do you think that's worthy of being the best hard bait of the year?
Well, it goes back to what Ron said. I mean, they stack the deck.
Yeah. I want your opinion on it.
No, in my opinion, no. I mean, it's got a unique action. It's something the fish haven't seen a lot of, but it's gonna be like that Hellbender or whatever you got.
That's the damn gimmiest bait I've ever seen.
It's gonna catch fish for the first year, and then it ain't gonna catch.
Have you thrown one of them? Do you like it? That is honestly
it caught me.
Huh?
It caught me.
It caught you. I took one of them over to Latham, and I was like, what the hell? After about 10 casts, I'm like, what the hell am I doing?
You can hammer that thing a mile.
Oh, you can throw it a mile. It's got some fat
But-
girl weight behind it. I mean, you can get it out there, but it's
Great.
ugly.
The Credge will always have its time of year. I mean, I think springtime when they're moving up
Yeah.
pre-spawn, I think that thing's going to shine. But
you, Jonathan Farmer, right here, right now on Fish North Georgia, on the live well, the Credge should not be the hard bait of the year.
I don't think so.
Okay, there you go. We got it. The Credge is like the riser bait if you let it sink. It pretty much kind of is kind of a riser bait.
It is. I mean, you reel it up and you can see the nose come up.
Yeah.
You can work it into top water if you want to, reeling it in.
So what's the best hard bait you've thrown this year? That might be new, or are you just sticking with the old tried and trues?
I just stick with the old tried and trues.
That's what I'm saying, dude. Do we really need like a crankbait is a crankbait is a crankbait?
I swear by the old Rapala DT6s.
I know you do.
DT8s.
I know you
I
do.
mean, and they're probably some of the oldest.
They run straight to 99% of the time, right out of the box.
Okay. All right. So let's get you guys in the comment section. All right. Because you guys run the show. You know how it is. I want to know what you think should be the hard bait of the year. If it's the Credge, it's the Credge. Okay. If you like it, you love it, it is. If it's another, tell me what the hard bait is of the year. And also tell me what you think is the worst bait to come out. And it doesn't have to be in the last 4 months. In recent memory, what's the worst? Because my vote would be for, I hate to say it, because guys love it, but that Hellraiser, I just think, all right, by that point, you throw a Chapo, which I don't like either, but throw a Chapo, throw a buzzbait, throw something else. It looks like something from a science project. Any of you guys throw that thing? You throw the Hellraiser? For about 20 minutes. See, that's what I'm saying. So I want to know, the riser bait is better than the Credge. Jason Jones from Icast of the past. Let's do both. I'm getting ready to show you a couple of products from Icast. One that I got right here beside me that I think is the absolute best thing I saw down there. The best, the most practical, the most simple, the one that I can't believe nobody thought of.
Oh,
can't believe somebody should be a millionaire already on this. So I'm going to show you.
He will be.
He's going to be. Super nice guy. So I want to show you this. All right, a couple of things. Now, this guy was in the booth. It's called Load Light. All right, so Load Light.
He was next to us.
He was right next to us. So I'm going to show you this, guys, and I'm going to try to get them here at the shop. They haven't come to market yet, but I am talking to the guy. This is a very simple, very, very simple thing. Now, here's the premise. How many times have you been at the ramp? You're a tournament guy, or you're fishing at night, or you got your wife, for God's sakes, and you're in there, and you go to back the boat up, and you're out in the boat going, pull up, pull back. You guys know how it is. So this guy invented this thing, okay? And it has a float switch in this thing. No wiring whatsoever. It's got a photo cell on the top. It mounts to your trailer. Kevin bought one, so I'm going to let him talk about it in a second. But what you do is you take your boat to the ramp. You get down there, you find that sweet spot. You put some zip ties, correct? Zip ties to mount it, and then you pull it up, and there's 2 screw holes. Now, I want to show this. It's got a LED light going this way and an LED light going this way. So there's a light for the guy backing up, and there's a light for the guy in the boat. Yeah, one in the truck, one in the boat, and it's bright enough that it shines for all of it. So check this out. I don't know how bright you can tell that is on camera there, but it's 2 lights, one on the front, one on the back. And that lets you know that the guy backing it up, when it gets to the right spot, the water pushes that float switch up, kicks the light on. The guy in the boat sitting there, this is practical at night. I mean, that's what I think.
Really, it's practical anytime.
It is, but very practical at night. Or if you got a woman back in the truck in or whatever like that. But this is what I think, honestly. Load Light, I've seen this. Lake and Stream Guide Service. So, but this is what I think should be your product of the year. And this is the only thing, Ron Swinford right here. This is what the only bad thing about Icast with big companies is this is a single individual guy who came up with an idea, a very practical idea that many people, not everybody needs it, but many people need and can use. He didn't come close to winning in his category, much less anything.
I didn't even see it in there.
Yeah, it was in there, but he didn't get it. But it's it's foolproof. So this right here is what people can actually use on their boat. It's loadlight.com. But anyway, like I said, they're coming to market. And I'm going to try to get some here at the store because bass guys can use it, but so can pleasure boaters, people like that. Guys like Blake that don't know when to stop. You know, he ain't got a mic tonight, so he's back there. He's back there flipping me off. It gets overlooked because of the hype of the other stuff, and that's what I'm saying. Real and it's simple, but it's so genius. I mean, we talked about this the whole time we were down at Icast.
They did.
We talked about this more than any other product down there.
I had to go buy one.
You bought one there. I mean, Kevin pulled out his wad of cash, his gambling money. Guy walks around with a wad of hundreds. So if you're following Kevin on the street, he's a good mugging prospect. But
So I need to follow him around when he's on the boat and he has to go to the bathroom.
listen, he pulled it out.
Has a chance to drop
That's $500, Danny.
Yeah.
You just got to catch me.
You just got to catch me so fast. But so you guys look for this, but it's that's it. Nothing to it. And it's built. So, I mean, this is machined. This isn't something the guy just went up to Radio Shack or Radio Shack's even still around anymore.
Yes.
Are they?
Yes.
He didn't just go buy these parts at Radio Shack. And this is Gen 1. Gen 2 is also going to go Wi-Fi to your phone.
He's already filed a patent for it. Too.
He's already filed. He's got a patent on this stuff. But see, this is to me is what Icast should be about. Ingenuity, something very simple. It was so simple that the second you and so good the second you saw it, you went, I need one. I'm really gonna hurt your feelings. I got mine for free.
I know. You told me.
He gave me one. TH Marine will buy that thing from him pretty soon. Actually, he was in talks with TH Marine. And that's the thing. See, that's another good thing. Snowy Boy, perfect for people with a pontoon and can't back up a trailer. That's what I'm saying. So
Any boat.
any boat. But this is to me is what Icast should be.
That thing can mount on the inside of the trailer or the outside of the trailer.
Yeah.
You know, so if you're worried about it sticking on the outside and catching something, it can mount on the inside and it's still away from your boat.
Yeah. So you got so back to what you were talking about, Ron, with big companies. Jason Jones, innovation, progression, that's what it should have been about. Guy had an idea. Guy was working on it at his shop. The company that he works for, he was working on it after hours, came up and said, hey, what you doing? He showed it to him. It impressed them so much his company is backing him to get it started. They backed him through the patent process and all that. But he was just a simple, nice guy right beside us. No fanfare, had a few boxes showing people. I know some pros came by and saw that. And I know one of the pros actually took him to see the guys at TH Marine. So other than that product, what was the one that impressed you the most down there the whole time you saw? Because I didn't get to walk around like you did.
I really like the reel, the Spro reel.
The Spro reel. Okay.
Spinning reel.
Yeah. All right. So here, I want to show you this other one. Then we're going to get talking about bait. So this is my next favorite thing because Hobie actually is a sponsor. They're coming on to sponsor our Real American Road Trip. So they got my prescription. These glasses I got on are by Hobie. All right. And they got a lot of different lenses, but they gave these to me. They presented it. I didn't have to buy them. All of these different lenses fit on these magnetic glasses. Boom. Flip like that. So I actually can get 6 pair. These are called, I think, the Linux. But they got a little clip and they're magnetized. And if you're fishing saltwater, they got the saltwater lenses. If you're fishing bass stuff, they got, of course, your copper polarized lenses, all that kind of stuff. But I actually thought that was a pretty neat product because for the price of one, I get 6. So I'm pretty happy with that product.
It was free.
And it was free. I like free. Free as always. Seemed more like proliferation of marketing gets the W. It does. But you guys go to Hobie and check out these things if you're into that because, again, if you fish enough, if you're on trout water, some of the glasses like I would use, like if we're trying, you would use copper to bedfish, looking at, but you wouldn't use a saltwater blue lens or a green blue lens.
I use a copper blue lens.
Copper blue lens.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
For around here, just because, I mean, you fish deep water, you fish shallow water. I'm going back and forth, so I want something that's going to do both.
So Ron says, I like those Hobie glasses, going to look into that since I need some new glasses. And like this is a prescription lens that the guys at Hobie gave me, and which is really cool. They didn't have to do that. I knew they were going to give me a pair of glasses because they had told me that. That's why they got my prescription. But I was like really awesome. I was stoked when I saw this because so many different applications, 6 different lenses, and even just got a regular gray one if you just want to go out. And they look good. I look good in these glasses. So us guys over 40 are paying attention to those sunglasses. Seriously, go to Hobie. Check them out online. You'll see them. It's called magnetic. It says magnetic on them. They got a couple of different styles. the thing about Hobie is they don't have the price point that your Coast does and all this, but the lenses are great. They're fantastic. We actually used them filming season 2 of the Real American Road Trip. You've had some Hobies. You got the ones that float.
I had the Hobies, yes.
Be great if they had wraparound version. I think they might. Just go check into that. So I highly recommend these Hobie sunglasses. It's
Well, not only that, if you scratch one of the lenses, you just order another lens.
You're not out. You're not out glasses. So you can just buy them. So go to Hobie, and if you really want to get me in good with them, email them and tell them you heard about it, the Real American Road Trip. So we'll do that. So all right, so there we go. So now let's talk fishing a little bit. What are we gonna talk about now? Show's over.
I want to go back with Ron's question. Do we know for sure? Is it just one vote per
person?
Per person or
Here's,
per business?
No. Here's what it is. So like when you walk into that, they give you a piece of paper. And so they got it all sectioned out into different sections. Hard baits, rods, reels.
No.
Apparel.
What I'm saying is, though, if there's 50 guys that are
50 votes.
pure,
50 votes.
it should be one vote per
company.
Now
they give it per person goes in there.
That's not right.
So when we went last year's retailer, there was like 4 of us. Each one of us got our own piece of paper.
That's
you go in,
right.
You vote, and you get to know. Well, that's how it works.
Okay. I know.
Yeah.
I believe you.
I agree with you though, because that just like what Ron said is then you can stack the deck.
That's what they did.
Oh, there's without a doubt. But not every product that won Best in Show was kind of like, some of that stuff was really cool. But Z-Man won like a soft bait. Berkeley won the hard bait. But Grundon's won like 3 different things in the clothing apparel category. And there were some smaller companies won. But you are right. When it comes to a hard bait put out by a massive company, they're probably going to win it every year.
You don't remember what soft bait Z-Man won with, do you?
It was like a soft prawn or something like that. Looks like
it was that saltwater. I saw it. It was it's a saltwater prawn. It looks like a little shrimp.
Looks like a little shrimp. So that one like best soft bait stuff like that. Be great is David Hasselhoff all one to buy stuff from Hobie.
Say what?
Is Hasselhoff still alive? I don't know. He's the one that was on. He was
He's still alive.
Is he still alive? He got to be older than you.
He's got a new Trans Am.
What the hell's that got to do with anything?
That's what he drove.
Yeah, but what's it got to do with how old he is?
I don't know.
That's like your goat milk comment. That just come out of nowhere. He's got new.
Makes your butt better. Though.
Makes your butt better right there. So, I will say this: if you get a chance, Line Cutter throws a great party. They have a good time while you're down there. You need to go with us next year, Jonathan.
I'm gonna try to.
Will your wife let you go?
Oh yeah.
Don't bring cash.
Jonathan. Look at me now. Will your wife let you go?
Yeah, she'll let me go.
I'm
not fishing tournaments anymore, so I'm not going.
Okay, all right. So, you see a trend with clothing companies when they win one thing, they tend to win multiple categories that year. Yes, so that's true right there. So, okay, Jonathan, worst bait to come out this year? And you guys in the gallery, y'all can throw them out there too. Like, what is the biggest gimmicky thing other than the Hellraiser that you guys have seen
this year
or in the recent past? If we had Tim Hancock on here, he'd be saying everything because we know he likes everything from the 70s and 80s or before. So what is, you guys in the comment section, what is the most gimmicky or the worst, most overrated bait in this year, the last couple of years that you got suckered into buying and trying?
What is it? The A-rig that's got like 12 dummies and one hook in the back of it. I think it's like the worst thing.
Who makes it?
No, it wasn't Hog Farmer. Somebody makes it. I don't remember.
So it's got 12 dummy rigs and then one hook.
One hook in the very back.
And you know them guys are getting hit. Those dummies are getting hit like every cast.
Yeah.
So let me ask you, how would you fish that? Now, would you have?
I wouldn't.
Okay, but let's say you were fishing it. Would you have all 12 say one color, and then the dummy one a different color just to make it stand out?
And I'd have it a little bit bigger.
And you would go bigger.
Mm-hmm.
So what would your thinking be on that? Why would you go bigger?
Gives the fish something different to target.
Yeah.
Size and color.
So size matters on that. You think so? But you won't throw it.
I won't throw it.
I wouldn't throw nothing like that. So the gray bearded wizard says Trans Am because of Hasselhoff. I think it was a Knight Rider reference. Okay, so the gray wizard.
God, I'm being called all kind of.
You are the gray bearded wizard. What's the name of the wizard in the tower thing? That crap my kids watch.
Vandorf. Gondorf or Vandorf or
Is it
Gondorf or something.
Gondorf?
Yeah.
Blake, you watch that crap.
What?
Is it Gondorf or
Gandalf.
Gandalf?
Gandalf.
Lord of the Rings.
I don't watch Lord of the Rings.
Oh, good Lord. All right, we got. All right, I know one of you younger guys watch it.
Look it up, Colton.
Lord of the Rings. Gandalf. Gandalf. That's what we're gonna call you from now on.
Okay.
Gandalf.
He's gonna have to grow his beard down to here.
Grow your beard up, and we'll get you a pointy hat. We just got to make sure it ain't got no mask on the front.
You know how long, Danny? You know how long it took you to get the other hats?
Yeah, I know.
You want to give me a
I
pointy
know.
one?
I realize Gandalf. I do realize
He's
that.
playing the long game.
Huh? Gandalf. I like that. You want to go ahead? Hey, listen. Let's do this early tonight. Let's do your question since it's got 5 parts.
Oh,
All right, good grief.
5 parts. So, you guys that are watching, before we run all of you off,
it's an easy question.
it's an easy question. So here's what we're gonna do. Here's what we're gonna do. I got my. We got a couple of these. So here's what we're gonna do. Tim Hancock. I did a little video of my opinions on what baits I saw from Icast on my channel. I know where that video is going. I'm gonna give the winner tonight a load light. This is a $150 prize. I got no money in it.
We should have let me pick a better question.
Is it that easy?
It's easy.
But I
You
like
gotta
our.
Google everything. It's not
Okay,
that
but listen,
easy.
I love our viewers.
Okay.
Don't you think that's a hell of a prize?
That's a nice prize.
Okay,
You made me buy mine.
I didn't make you buy nothing. You pulled out a wad of hundreds and went to buying before I could tell you they're gonna give them to me. So here's what we're gonna do.
You didn't tell Tim.
No, I didn't tell Tim.
I hope he's watching.
Here's all right. So if you get the first one to get the question right tonight, all 5 answers, I'm gonna send you my load light. I'm gonna send you my load light. Fair enough.
Sounds like a winner to me.
5 parts.
5 answers.
5 answers. Here we go. You guys got to help right here, right now.
All right.
Put the camera on a Gandalf there. Freaking Gandalf.
Here's the question. What was Gary Klaus's first job out of high school?
God almighty.
Second question. In what year did Gary Klaus officially launch Phoenix Boats? Third question. Who bought the first Phoenix boat? Fourth question. In what month and year did Phoenix roll out their 10,000th boat? And number 5, who bought that 10,000th boat?
Oh my. Well, it looks like I'll be keeping the
You want
light.
me to repeat them again?
Hell yeah, I can't remember the first question.
What was Gary Klaus's first job out of high school? In what year did Gary Klaus officially launch Phoenix Boats? Who bought the first Phoenix boat? In what month and year did Phoenix roll out their 10,000th boat? And who bought the 10,000th boat?
There you go. All right, guys. So whoever gets all 5 of those, now again, you guys, 5 answers. Don't put 3 in your answer thing. Put
I can't-
all 5.
I can't read it, so
I don't know the answers.
I know it, but
That's why, old man, you normally sit right there.
we got
Y'all got to swap. You swap.
That's what he's got me.
This is all combuddled. Again, though, we're trying to give you a load light. This ain't even hit the market yet. You're going to be one of the first people in history to have one of these compliments of the live well here at Fish North Georgia. If you can get Kevin's,
It's an easy.
sure it is. Sure it is.
I've got it all within.
What the hell is his first job?
I know what it is.
I know you do. I hope you do. You do the answer. All right. So
it's
what?
got a question mark beside it. You sure it's right?
I think the same guy bought the first in the 10,000. Says Ron Swinford. There's your phone a friend. If you want to phone anybody, y'all message Ron. He might know it. So lip sticker. You guys keep going. We're gonna keep on with the show. Lip sticker. Carson Fowler. Hell, I can't even remember the second question to it. That's what I told you. You want to do it one more time?
I can.
One more time.
What was Gary Klaus's first job out of high school? In what year did Gary Klaus officially launch Phoenix Boats? Who bought the first Phoenix boat? In what month and year did Phoenix roll out their 10,000th boat? And who bought the 10,000th boat?
Can we type it in Chat GPT or something? I guess you can do whatever you want. Somebody can do all that stuff. First job in high school. Is that the question number 1?
No. What was
First
his
job out of high school.
Out of high school.
See, you got it's some little bitty details. So Yeah, that's right. Well, yeah, we're just going to give you guys the first person that can write down all 5 questions and the answer. Like Carson's doing it right now.
It's $150.
It is $150 prize, guys. So yeah, you guys, look at Carson's doing all of them. So Lipsticker Fishing said, I've not really seen any new baits I'm impressed with. Right now, I'll take underspin, a popper, and a Nico. Old school favorites, and they'll put the best down. They'll put the best down on all that new stuff. So like Jonathan, I have more people, and it's quite interesting because you're not an over the top personality. But when you come on here, you always give good answers, good questions. Everybody I have more people ask for me to get you on than any other person. What do you think about that comment? Give me your expert opinion, because you know what you're doing. You know how to fish.
I agree with Kevin on that. I mean,
what's your favorite baits?
My favorite
baits?
Like
he said an underspin, a popper, and a Nico. What's yours?
I mean, you can't go wrong with you can catch a bass with a jig, a worm, and some type of little swim bait. I mean, between those 3 right there, you can catch a fish any day of the week.
Now, there was a new jig head come out. It won Best in Show.
He skipped question 2.
Blake skipped question 2.
No, I didn't. What year did the first boat launch?
This happens every time we have one of your questions. It like brings the show to a standstill, which is good.
Well, I can't.
Somebody had to look it up in the gallery, but somebody put out a new jig head that was a football head, but the front of it had all of these curves to it, and they called it the all terrain.
Yeah.
Who put that out?
Greenfish.
Was it Greenfish? All terrain.
I think Greenfish did.
Okay. I like the guys at Greenfish, but is that necessary? Is it necessary? Or is it just something different that they could sell?
It's like I give Picasso all the props in the world with their stuff. They come out with that wart head or whatever it was, didn't they?
Did they?
Yeah, it had was it Picasso?
Dimples.
Yeah, the little dimples. I mean, it gives it a different sound on the bottom.
They called it the all-terrain on that. So I was like,
a football head's an all-terrain.
That's exactly what I thought. So Miss Terry's watching tonight. My husband is an overachiever. Hey, guys. Miss Terry, you know what I think about you, honey.
Well,
like
I say a football's an all-terrain, and Arky's an all-terrain.
And Arky is.
You get a football out of rock and get it around wood, you're stuck.
Yep.
Yeah.
Arky will go through anything.
Now, I know a wise guy once told me one time that a lot of guys are using swim jigs heads for brush.
I don't remember telling you that.
No, not you, Gandalf.
You said a wise guy.
I did. A wise young guy. So, Jonathan, because you're not tournament fishing, I can get this juice out of here. Now, I'm putting you on the spot. He's probably going to get mad at me. Put the camera on Jonathan. No, not that Jonathan.
Y'all switched around.
We switched around.
Got
Jonathan,
him all tore up back there.
you mentioned to me one time about putting a swim jig for brush.
Deep brush.
Deep brush using a jig.
Mm-hmm.
Not swimming it, crawling it.
Yeah, like you would a regular jig.
Like a regular jig. And why was your reason? Because this is the juice for tonight. He's going to kill me for throwing him under the bus.
Whatever. A swim jig head will come through everything and anything. It doesn't do well in rock because of the pointed, but as it's coming up to, say, a lay down or a limb, when it comes up, it does not want to roll like, say, a football head or an Arky head wants to roll over and you get hooked. When it comes up, it just pops over the top of it. It is the best brush jig made.
So, again, the best brush jig made is a swim jig head. And, I mean, they normally got 4 or 5 aught hooks, so you just basically rigging it up.
Vertical line tie, not horizontal.
Vertical line tie, like that.
Vertical line tie will come through wood, grass. It'll come through it all, except for it struggles in rock.
Struggles in rocks because of the point.
Yeah.
But still, has anybody even come close?
No.
Ain't nobody answered.
Yeah, well, I might get to keep that thing. All right. When you told me that, now at the time you told me that you were still tournament fishing and all that, so I didn't want to say nothing like that. But you told me you getting into the kayak game now and all that.
No, I got a kayak for my kids.
You did. Well, it's a kayak game.
Yeah, so I got a kayak so I can take my kids out, and we got them a kayak for Christmas.
Yeah.
And I had to get me one big enough to hold my
Big John. But I have wanted to. I have wanted to tell everybody that. I have not,
No, it's a bona fide PWR, and I'm impressed with
yeah,
it.
he is. I got to go get my Sholey, and then we'll go out together.
And I went and got mine
If he's still going to be a friend with me for making him give up his juice after
I went and got mine from Nathan and them at Festive
at
Waters.
Festive Waters, you did. And, and how was your experience with our fine sponsor?
I walked in, said, "That's the one I want," and it was painless. I say painless. It hurt a little bit to fork out a little money.
The wallet right there. So, how about this? You know what? I've been wanting to tell people that. I ain't told a soul you said that.
About what?
The swim jig head.
Huh. It's not well known, but if you watch as many fishing videos as I watch, you can find it.
I thought, you know what, that makes more sense.
It's a deep water brush game.
So there you go. So I'm gonna have to start making a swim head jig and tying in my regular.
Comes through standing timber very well too.
Sand and timber. Lipstick or fishing. Picasso has the worst underspin on the market. The double barreled thing. Love the little spotty. Love the hog snatchers. Hate the underspin.
Every company has their strengths and their weaknesses.
And so that's what you think. Have you thrown the Picasso?
I have, and I've not thrown it again.
Okay, so what's wrong with the Picasso one? And I'm not dogging Picasso. I just
the fish head. It's not the head's not made right for the underspin to actually spin. It sits there and it just rests against the belly, or with the double one that the Picasso makes, they fight against each other.
They fight against each other. So I tell you what, that's the one thing I find interesting. Like what you said, some companies are really good on something, and they have something they got to work on. Spot choker, the head on his is about perfect.
His
I wish he'd let me paint them, but other than that, his
underspin is. As far as like companies around here go,
yeah, it's good.
He's top notch.
Yeah,
I have a bunch of spot chokers.
That's what I throw.
Great underspin.
Yeah.
Another good underspin. Pulsefish makes one.
Yeah. Buckeye's got a pretty
decent one. Dirty Jigs had one for a little while, but they changed the design up, I'm pretty sure, and I haven't thrown one.
So with an underspin, I think when the head is narrow, it has a tendency to roll. So those heads
depending
that are narrow,
on the bait.
Depending on the bait. But with the standard Kitech, they seem to roll, or when you burn them.
Mm-hmm. They want to roll over.
They want to roll over.
Or blow out.
So like that. Okay, all right, so let's see. Hog Wild, the worst baits are the ones that didn't get a bite today. The best baits are the ones I caught them on today. 100%. I totally agree with that. John Roberts, favorite jig, underspin and swim bait. Those are the baits. And here's Big Al. Big Al. All right, here is our hot woman from 80s and 90s. So, Kevin, you're the one that's always the expert on this. So I want to get your take on this.
Applegate.
Christina Applegate.
That was the one with
Married with Children.
Married with Children. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
She just passed, if I'm not mistaken.
No, I think that was the girl from 5090210.
Well, she passed too, but
yeah.
I thought Christina Applegate.
Really?
I may be wrong.
Okay, well, let's don't think about her now. Let's think about her then.
Oh, she was.
I mean, let's think about her then. I mean, she was hot, but you know what? Listen, I always had it. Listen.
Let's talk about vasectomies.
Vasectomies. You want to talk about vasectomies? I had a vasectomy like that.
That was a hell of a story.
We got to get to the 9 o'clock hour on that one right there. We got to let the kids get to bed on that. She's alive, Big Al said. Okay. But now listen. This is going to sound strange, but you know what? Now, as good looking as Christina Applegate was, I thought the mom would be a fun time in Married with Children. I thought she would be a fun time. You know what I'm talking about, right? That big old red hair and all that. Big redhead. That would have been a good time. That would have been an 8-second rodeo. Don't you think?
She'd have bucked you off in the heart.
That's what I'm saying. If you could ride it for the full 8 seconds. You ride it for the full 8.
You couldn't go 8 seconds.
You get your hat off and you're like, whoa! Just like that. I couldn't.
You couldn't get out of the stall.
I probably could. She's in there beating me against the wall. I didn't even get started. So like Peggy, Hot Rod Day, Peg for sure. Listen.
That's what you like, ain't it?
Listen, that's that. Peggy Bundy was a hot redhead.
I was prepared for Big Al if he didn't come through for tonight.
You had a woman too?
Suzanne Plachette. I saw her.
Who the hell is that?
Bob Newhart, his wife, on the show.
So what are you coming from the 60s?
Well,
Yeah.
Big Al,
Yeah.
how old are you?
What did you say? Married the genie? Ain't that the Married with Genie woman or like Wonder
No.
Woman, Linda Carter or something like
No.
that?
That was Barbara Eden.
I honestly think though, and my wife's gonna beat the crap out of me when I get home. I think Peg was hotter than Christina Applegate because she had that like MILF quality. Be honest. Terry's probably not watching any longer.
Yes, she is.
Terry, Terry, if you had a choice, Christina Applegate or Peg?
She's gonna say Christina Applegate.
Peg still had it going in Sons of Anarchy. Yes. Yeah. I thought Peg was, I thought Al really kind of messed that up. Negative Ghost Rider like that. So, hey, listen, it is. I still don't know who the woman was you talked about, though.
Suzanne Plachette?
Yeah, I
You
don't know.
don't know her?
No. Bob Newhart, I remember. He's the doctor on what the hell's that nerdy TV show? The Nerds.
The Big
No.
Bang Theory.
Big Bang Theory. He
He's
was
not
up.
on Big Bang Theory.
Yes, he was. He was
No.
like, yes. He was like that nerdy doctor that Sheldon liked to watch.
Was he?
Like
I don't
Dr.
watch it.
Adam or something like that. I
We're
don't know.
supposed to be
Big Bang
talking
Theory.
fishing, not.
Oh, listen,
sound.
Terry said neither. Well, Terry, we were just going
Way to go.
Terry, we were
Way to
throwing
go,
out
honey.
Terry, we were throwing out hypotheticals.
He's lowered the bar.
Lowered the bar today. So Professor Proton. See?
Ain't nobody got this question.
Now
right yet.
nobody.
They gave up.
I just keep
Let me tell you, I got all the answers and questions within 5 minutes. That's how easy it was.
you get it on your PC.
No,
Use your tablet.
no. You want a clue?
Yeah.
Check your damn Bassmaster magazine.
Woo, Katie Seagal is hot. That's her real name, Katie Seagal. Bob Newhart's wife had some sweater puppies. She's been dead for 6, so she's not gonna get mad at us for saying it. So there you go, Commodore 64. Kevin, I can't even find the first one. Carson Fowler won his only Academy Award for The Big Bang Theory. Bob Newhart did.
Yeah,
you didn't. Now, see, we taught you something there tonight. So, his new wife
looking at Bob Newhart.
Sweater puppies though. Jonathan's sitting over there like, I'm just gonna say it because your wife's probably watching. You'll get in trouble.
Bump, bump,
You won't be, huh?
bump.
Anyway,
She's almost as big as I am. And
Now
height.
you are in trouble.
You better watch what you say.
all right,
You are
listen.
in trouble.
All right, listen. If you see Jonathan's face on a milk carton tomorrow or something like that, we had nothing to do with it. We had nothing to do with it. Things you don't say about your wife for 100, Alex. She's almost as big as I am. You don't say.
She's as tall as I am.
Tall as I am,
Almost as tall as I am.
But you don't say it. You don't. Damn. You don't ever say that. Oh my Lord. Well, this was Jonathan Farmer's last episode of the Live Well here. We appreciate his service to the community and all that. So, Doghouse, that is right.
I live there.
Well, we're trying to teach you, young Buffalo. I've been down that battle. Don't ever say that. So anyway, guys, I guess y'all gave up on the question of the night. So
You want the answers?
no. I thought it was just an intentional
I gave
design.
you the clue. It's everything's in that one magazine.
Is it this month?
Yes.
All right, this month. Susan Plachette was a stone cold fox. Can somebody pull up a picture of this woman? I don't know who we're talking about. I would prefer the alive version. All right, hold on.
Before or after?
What was she in?
She played his wife on the Bob Newhart show.
I don't know what they're definitely puppies because they ain't full-size dogs. I was thinking we was gonna get a bosomy lady. That woman's not bosomy.
She's a lot more than what that picture shows.
You think so?
Mm-hmm.
I have no idea who she is. Never. I mean, did she play at anything else?
No, I'm sure she did, but I just watched the Newhart show a little bit.
Charles Wizenhunt, Wiznant, whatever. What was the question, buddy? You gonna have to go back. You gonna have to go back in the comments section. You and Justin speaks because it took him an hour to read the thing. There's 5 answers to it, and again, if you come up, you're gonna get this load light that everybody wants. So it's been there.
I can't believe I stumped him.
You stumped him on what you said was the easiest question.
Where's Clint?
Clint Bartlett.
When you need him, where's he at?
I don't know. So there you go. It's right there on the screen. Jason Jones. Look at my answer. Did we miss Jason Jones?
Where's it at?
We were probably talking about sweater puppies. Is that your wife texting you in trouble already?
No,
All right, so scroll back up. Let's see Jason, if Jason won.
we could have missed it when we were talking about she's as big as I am.
Oh, his new wife is his new,
This one?
I guess. I don't know. Ain't nobody going to get that damn question tonight. We're done.
This one?
Yeah, I don't know. So you guys got, I tell you what, you got till 1:10. So you got 5 minutes and 10 seconds to answer this, or you will officially have been
Read it off
stumped.
again, because
Read it off one more time. So what ended up being the worst bait by the majority decision tonight? I don't know. Oh, Lonnie Anderson. She was built like Lonnie Anderson. She wasn't built like Lonnie Anderson. Okay. So so sweater puppies she didn't have. She fried eggs.
Well, Lonnie Anderson, I mean, my God.
I
Lonnie
don't know
Anderson.
none of these damn
Lonnie
numbers.
Anderson. WKRP in Cincinnati. Give me
All
a
right.
Bull Durham question. Which direction does the rose go? If you watch Bull Durham, you'll know the answer.
You ready for the question?
One more time.
What was Gary Klaus's first job out of high school?
Hell, I couldn't get that one.
In what year did Gary Klaus officially launch Phoenix Boats? Who bought the very first Phoenix boat? In what month and year did Phoenix roll out their 10,000th boat? And who bought the 10,000th boat? And all those answers are in the Bassmaster magazine.
Of this month.
This month.
The latest edition.
The one that I just got about 3 weeks ago.
What page?
What page was it on?
It's under Gary Klaus.
Oh,
There's a whole damn article on him.
Nuclear Loose, aka Meat. Yeah, but Big Al, which way does the rose go? If you know anything about the movie Bull Durham, does the rose go in the front or does the rose go in the back?
I don't even know what Bull Durham is.
But you don't know what Bull Durham is? Only the greatest baseball movie ever made.
No.
Bull Durham is the greatest baseball movie
No.
ever made. Shut up, Blake. You're from Marble Hill. You don't know the answer to that.
You're basically from down the street.
I
You
am.
ain't got shit
I
to
moved
say.
into the neighborhood. I'm
Yeah,
trying to spice it up. Hog Wild said that's a 73-part question. This is the only fishing podcast where we talk about fishing 10% of the time, and we talk about female anatomy 70% of the time, and then we might talk current events and something like that. So on the front, that's right, Carson Fowler. Rose goes in the front, big guy. You ever watch that?
Bull Durham.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen
Rose goes in the
I
front.
agree with you, Big Al.
You think Field of Dreams was better than Bull Durham?
I do.
Nah, Field of Dreams sucked.
I did cry.
Movie sucked.
I thought it was the best.
Natural's good. What's the best baseball movie? to you guys?
Major League. That's the
Major
best
League would be
one.
There, yeah.
Are you saying
Dang
Jesus
right.
Christ couldn't hit a curveball?
Major League's the best.
No.
I like Jesus, but he no help with the curveball. Major League. Joe Boo, bartender needs a refill. I will say this. I do think that Major League is a very close, but Bull Durham's the best.
No.
Have you even seen it?
You just got a shitty opinion.
Joe Boo needs a refill. You
I
don't,
don't know. I like Trouble with a Curve.
That's a good movie. That's a good baseball movie. The Trouble with the Curve. That was filmed a little part right up here in Dawsonville.
My wife's in it.
Dodgeball was a good movie.
Mhm.
What about best?
Hold
football
on a second. Stop. Your wife is in the Trouble with the Curve?
Mhm.
What scene?
The scene where Justin Timberlake and the woman are standing at the ballpark where they were filmed right over here, and they're scouting that boy that
I know the scene.
Yeah.
Is she understands or is she just
she walks right behind them. She's that blonde that walks right behind them.
Well, there you go, boys, right there. So if any of you guys want to go look at Jonathan's wife,
She's the tall blonde.
she's
Yeah,
the tall blonde, not
the
the,
tall
one as
blonde.
big, not the one as big as he is. She ain't the fat girl sitting on row 3 up there.
No, she's the tall, skinny blonde.
California Penal League.
You get
That's
the
right.
reason?
It's all right.
Field of Dreams isn't about baseball. I agree, but seriously, so all right, so that's cool. That's cool that your wife was. Where was you? Home watching the kids.
I was still in Fannin County at that point.
Oh, was this before y'all got married?
Before we even met.
She was still available then.
Not anymore though.
Not anymore. Jonathan done took care of that. I still listen. I still can't believe y'all don't think Bull Durham is the best baseball movie out
What
there.
about football? What's the best football movie?
No, like the sayings from Bull Durham, like when they had the pitchers meetings on
Waterboy.
the mound and stuff like that.
Yeah, they're better.
They're not better.
Major League has a great
Major
too.
League's better.
Give me all right, give me a quick one-liner from Major League, real quick. Don't touch Joe Boo's rum. Good, I like that one.
That was pretty good.
So, but
Strike this out.
strike this out. Okay, great, that's good. But I mean, nothing's better than Kevin Costner's. I believe in you know that you remember that little thing
No.
Well,
when Susan Sarandon. No, the best part's when Nuke LaDouche is tied up to the bed. And Susan Sarandon's like that. He goes, "Come on, baby, I heard about shit like this." And then she reads him poetry all night. Tied up. He's tied up. And then he comes in the next day, and then the guy goes, "How was Annie? How was Annie?" He goes, "We didn't. She read poetry all night, dude." I mean, seriously. You guys are awful. Best football movie certainly is The Waterboy. Hell, we might as well just talk about movies.
I
We're
like
gonna run
the
everybody else.
replacements.
Okay, so they did let the CEO strip down. The strip down, yeah, but you know, I could say, what's the girl that was the clubhouse kind of hooker there in Major League? I mean, in Bull Durham.
I don't know.
You know, Nuke
It's been
is
so long since I've
Nuke is.
seen that movie.
You need to rewatch that. Nuke is sitting in there in the clubhouse before his first start. Hit the bull. I mean, I cannot be. We need some candlesticks and the bucket of fried chicken. Rose goes in the front. All those things.
Okay.
Oh my Lord, we're gonna watch. So next Thursday night, we're gonna do a special show in the Bull Durham here at Fish, North Georgia. Jonathan's lost interest in all this.
I'm just sitting here
He's-
listening to you talk.
Waterboy is on TNT right now. Susan Sarandon. Other than that, she's a flaming liberal. She's all right. We Are Marshall is the best football movie.
No, I say the replacements.
We Are Marshall is the best football movie.
No.
We are Tired World. Hold on, I got a guy on the other line asking about some white walls. So yeah, there you go. So they're all good. They're all good. So anyway, we might talk about fishing. Should we talk about fishing, or should we keep going down the rabbit hole of movies? What's the best one-liner?
It's
Okay.
no longer a rabbit hole. It turned into a
How about
buffer
this?
hole.
How about this? What is the best single line from any movie you've ever watched?
Vicky showed me a movies and I like him too.
What the hell did he just?
Waterboy.
Waterboy. Oh, we saw the movies. What's the best single line from a movie in history?
Terminator, I'll be back.
Terminator. I'll be back. I think it's Run, Forrest, Run. I think it's Gladiator. When he turns around, he goes, "My name is Marcus Aurelius, husband to a murdered wife, father to a murdered son, and I will have my vengeance in this world and the next."
I'll be your Huckleberry.
You had a hell of a memory.
Yeah, you don't like that?
No, I'm glad you do.
That's good.
Yeah, that's Gladiator. Or you got Troy, where all of a sudden Brad Pitt becomes Superman, just stabbing the hell out of everybody. I'm sitting there like, I'd like to do that. I got some guys up on Lake Lanier I would like to pull an Achilles on.
Why don't you?
Just run them, just stab them.
Why don't you?
Huh?
Why don't you?
I can't because I have to go to church on Sunday.
You're gonna beat the smile out of me, probably.
But he's got a knife. So that was OnlyFans, Bobby. So you guys are awesome. So go ahead, make my day, Clint Eastwood.
Hey, go ahead and say it. Question's over. It's past time.
All right, so you guys didn't win. You guys didn't win. We've been just kind of trying to talk this through till you guys figured it out. I want to know what Farmer's go-to jig trailer is in the winter. We're going to do that right after Kevin. Right after Kevin gives the answer to the question. Go ahead.
Danny had told me earlier he didn't want to really give the light away, so I just made up these questions.
there is no answer.
Yes, there are. The answers are: he was an automobile mechanic for a Chevy dealership. It was in July of 2007 that he launched Phoenix Boats. Mark McCaig bought the first boat. Mark McCaig also bought the 10,000th boat.
Ron Swinford tried to tell him that.
And it was October of 2022 when he sold his 10,000th boat. And it's in Bassmaster Magazine, all of it.
Well, guys, looks like I get to keep the light for tonight. So like that. So, hey, try again next week. I want to know what Farmer's go-to jig trailer is in the winter.
Either the Gary Yamamoto twin tail grub, but if I don't want any movement, it's a beaver style bait. Has no movement or a chunk.
Yeah,
Well, damn, you just covered all of them.
No, I didn't.
Okay, so when would you use a twin tail?
Twin tails when I've got a couple warm days in a row,
Mm-hmm.
and I've got a lot of sunshine. I'll throw the twin tail on rock. But if I've got a bunch of cloudy days, it's been brutal cold, I throw the chunk or the beaver.
Less movement. Absolutely.
What's so damn funny?
So we're talking about movie things. What's that Neil? What's that guy where he's looking up? The woman's getting books off the thing, and she's up a ladder, and he goes, "Nice beaver," and she turns around, she goes, "Thanks, I just got it stuffed."
That's what's his name? Police Academy, isn't it? Or
No, it's one of those cop movies
Yeah.
like that though. The old white-headed guy.
Yeah.
He goes, "Nice beaver."
Yeah.
She goes, "Thanks, I just got it stuffed." You know what the dirtiest thing ever said on TV was?
Oh my God.
Ward, I think you were a little hard on the beaver last night. That's from Revenge of the Nerds. You don't remember that? Did you not watch that?
No. No.
It's from Leave It to Beaver.
I'm sci-fi.
Huh?
I watch sci-fi.
You watch sci-fi?
It's Reno 911, Danny.
What? No, it's a movie.
Naked
Gun. There you go. See,
Good job.
and you know what? He knows it because it was a beaver joke. And Jonathan got real serious trying to do that. He's like, "I throw a beaver when I don't want no movement." Reaction Innovations has the best names. Yes, they're all kind of a little bit strange.
You didn't ask me what my favorite bait was.
Your favorite beaver?
Bait.
Bait.
I know what I said.
What's your favorite bait, Kevin?
Cinco.
That's
that-
not new.
It's not new. He didn't say it had to be a new bait. He said your favorite bait is a Cinco.
My favorite bait's a Cinco.
But I do a lot more of my Cinco than what you do with yours.
We'll ask Terry.
Oh my God.
No,
Why? What do you do with your Cinco?
I fish it every way you can.
How?
Texas rig, wacky rig. I'll even fish it with a Ned rig. I'll cut it in half.
But is it still a Cinco if you cut it in half and put it on a Ned rig?
It's a mini Cinco.
It's a mini Cinco at that point.
Okay.
What's your favorite color Cinco?
Green pumpkin red and Junebug.
Mine is 107/chart, extra chart /306. Whatever Yamamoto's color that. Yamamoto. What about you? What's your favorite color Cinco? And do you throw a Cinco?
I do.
I know you do. What do you?
Straight green pumpkin.
Straight green pumpkin. Jonathan's like over there, like, I don't know why I got in this
I'll throw it.
conversation tonight.
Probably
Does Kevin
80%.
fish his Cinco deep or shallow?
Both.
All right.
Do I
I,
fish it deep cold?
You fish with him? All right, so Kevin's grandson's in here. Just look at me and just give me a nod. You ain't got to answer that. Is he like an ass on the boat? Like you got to keep it clean and stuff like that? Like you can't drop a hook in the carpet or nothing like that?
I haven't yet, so I don't
You haven't, so you don't know yet? Okay, I just wondered.
He hadn't yet.
He hadn't yet. So you will find out when you do.
I have missed fish the net. I did that at the end of the season. He had whacked the absolute crap out of his boat with the rod. I have seen that one time.
Oh,
Oh, you got mad because he missed it. He's a kid.
that was the biggest fish I've had on an Alligator. It was a big fish.
Oh, good
But-
question, Carson Fowler. Have you seen him naked yet?
No, he hasn't.
Have you seen him go? You know, gets naked to go in the bathroom off the boat. You're aware of that.
What?
You wasn't
Yeah.
here that night?
No.
So Kevin strips down totally naked to go number 2 off his boat.
Now I have gotten on him about if you don't put the clippers back.
That's right.
So
spray over the edge. Don't spray in the
has the
carpet.
grand? Yes, that's what we was asking. That's what we Kim put. Need Jonathan's twin grub rigging trick. Yeah, you need to go get some and show it. Yeah, you do that. So no, Michael Temples, he's not seen. Have you seen Kevin go to the bathroom at all, or anything like that?
Oh, come on, Michael. No, he hasn't.
The Cinco, helicopter, or deep shallow. So when I throw a Cinco, 99% of the time I'm on a weightless wacky. I know that when Blake and I fished the tournament over on Latham, he was throwing it weightless, and then he switched over because we got into a lot of timber. He was throwing it weightless, but he was Texas rigged.
Mine is never weightless. Never.
Why?
Because I don't throw it weightless. I'll have a little tiny nail weight,
Then you're throwing a Nico,
or I'll throw it up to a 3/8 ounce sinker on it,
3/8 ounce sinker. As Blake caught
depending on the wind.
Blake caught plenty of fish when he switched over to the Texas rig. It worked just as good as the weightless did, wacky
Amen.
style. But it's because he went through like 42 hooks before that.
Right.
I just kept tying new hooks on. He got tired of retying. But it was effective. Kevin, pull your mic closer. Get up there. Make love to the mic, Kevin. So old Bubblegum Guts hasn't hit yet right there. So, he'll find that one out. All right, so here's Jonathan. Again, another good a Cinco on a shaky head. Now, My cousin does that
It's great this time of year.
this time of year.
This time of year and early spring.
And why?
They're just wanting something bigger.
Just because of bigger profile.
Yeah.
My cousin always throws a Cinco on his shaky head, and I just don't like them. I like to throw a regular softy or trick worm or something like that. But he always throws a Cinco. All right, here's Jonathan's little tip about how to rig the double tail trailer properly. So you got to look at the camera and pay attention.
All right. I'm going to hold it as horizontal as I can get it to where the tails lay down. And when I'm going to flip it back and forth, and one way is going to want to collapse on itself, and one way is wanting to spread out. I don't know if y'all can see that.
They should be able to see that.
Let's see. This way is wanting to spread out. This way is wanting to collapse.
Yeah, you can tell that the twin tails go in when you do like that.
All right. This is the way I want my hook
Zoom in. Let me see, guys. We got these new cameras.
I wouldn't mess with that thing.
This is the way I'm wanting to rig my hook. The way it spreads out, because as the bait falls, it spreads out as it falls. If you do it the other direction, it'll collapse on yourself, and you won't get near as the action you would get if you rig it.
We're gonna try to zoom in real quick. There we go. You got it going the right way. All right. So, okay, we got to make sure it gets in focus, though. Right. That might be close enough. Yeah. Try it again. So, yeah. So, you see how they're spread out.
They'll spread out, and they'll collapse on themselves one way or another.
Put it down about in front of your shirt. Like, no, got to go up. I was trying to get a little. Let me see that thing. All right. So, put it on my camera. All right. So, this way, Jonathan, what is it doing?
It's trying to collapse on itself.
All right. So when we turn it over this way,
it's spreading out.
It's spread out. So when you rig your jig,
I want my hook coming out of the top of the direction it's spreading out.
Yeah. So a lot of people just grab them and put them on. Now, the reason you want to take it and do it this way is for what?
As the jig falls, the tails will spread out and fall.
More action.
You get more action, a little bit bigger profile because everything is out.
Just lower fall too.
Zoom. Go ahead.
If you flip it and it's collapsing on itself, you're not getting near the action. It doesn't look natural falling. It just straight to the bottom.
Okay, so sorry about that. Josh left, so he's the one that normally does the camera. So anyway, so he never throws his Cinco deep, shallow, weightless. 5-inch or 4-inch. Now I like to throw I always buy a 5-inch.
I throw 5-inch all the time. It's my go-to is a 5-inch on a normal jig. Now, if I go down to a little spotty or I go down to a finesse jig, it's the 4-inch.
But you can just buy the 5-inch and bite it off.
You can, but the 4-inch collapses worse than the 5-inch does.
Does it?
You can get away with the 5-inch a little bit, just picking one out and rigging it.
Right.
The 4-inch you can't. The 4-inch, it is what
Problem
it is.
with those things though, when they're in the bag like that, one leg will turn inside out.
It'll crimp.
Yeah. And so you've got one that wants to always break out, and one that wants to break in.
You can boil them, and
okay. So
nobody does.
You pulled out a Yamamoto.
Mm-hmm.
When you comes to like the twin tail Fat Alberts with Zoom, same thing, or are they a little better?
Yeah.
So it's with all jigs.
The Zooms
jig trailers.
The Zooms don't do it as bad because they're a lot stiffer plastic than Yamamotos. They're not impregnated with as much salt.
So the softer, the more prevalent it is.
Mm-hmm.
I always found it interesting and never once thought about that. I would just throw it. So Hog Wild says, yeah, it pretty much just spins inward and the tails slap each other. And if you've ever been slapped a bunch back to back, you'll stop working pretty quickly too. So I guess so. Jason Jones says, my wife said the same thing last night. They don't make a 4-inch in my favorite color. This whole episode's got a crap.
I mean,
we ain't been on in a while. We're cutting loose.
This is actually one of my favorite colors in the spring.
Is
this hot orange that Yamamoto makes?
So when it comes to jig trailers, since we're talking about jigs, a lot of guys like you basically you like to throw your farmer special that I tie. It's basically and I don't want to use the word drab, but it is a very simple green pumpkin pattern.
Basic jig.
Nothing fancy about that. You've always said this coming in to the shop. You change your jig with the trailer.
Yep.
Like you can take that green pumpkin jig and then you can just change the trailer colors throughout the year to mimic whatever you want.
especially around here.
Okay, so let's talk right now. We're getting ready to go into August.
Yeah.
What colors are good on the back? Because like I said, don't worry about any of
anything-
the other colors. Yours is a green pumpkin style jig.
Anything dark this time of year works well on the back of a jig because a lot of crawfish change color or with orange. Anything with orange in it.
Mm-hmm.
They've been eating whatever the phytoplankton off of the little grass that we got. I mean, it's snot grass, but it's still grass, so
Right.
it turns them red and orange.
Okay.
You get a lot of them that are in Carter's Lake. I'm pretty sure they're the same as the Chattahoochee craws, but they're straight green pumpkin with just orange tips.
Right.
And they stay that way pretty much year round.
Which one gets a little blue in it?
That's the
There is a crawfish in
is that
Georgia.
the Okeechobee crawl?
I don't know, but there is a crawfish every once in a while in Georgia that you see a picture of. It's got like some hints of blue in it,
Mm-hmm.
kind of.
And like I said, you can take any trailer and put it on a green pumpkin jig and mimic what you're wanting to fish.
Right.
I mean, I've done it before. If I know it's a crawfish bite, and I'll go out there 2 or 3 days before and drop a crawfish trap and fish all day, and then come back to it and pull it up just to see what the color is, so I can mimic it.
Is that pretty effective?
Oh yeah,
Really? What do you bait your crawfish trap with?
you can bait it with onion. Bread and onion brings them in.
An onion.
Yeah, bread and onion. You catch a lot of minnows that way, but you catch a lot of crawfish too.
I get the bread, but an onion.
Mm-hmm.
Is it because just the scent's so strong, just something attracts them, or
I don't know. It's just some old school way that I was taught
That's
to catch
just like-
minnows.
that's just like garlics? What about a rage menace? Anyone use it for a jig trailer? You do, don't you?
I
Occasionally?
use a rage menace in the summer, or I use a rage menace more for a swim jig trailer than I do anything else.
Okay.
Chatterbait.
Chatterbait. So on a chatterbait,
Mm-hmm.
because I know that Berkeley or one of them, they make a chatterbait trailer that's like turned sideways, so that I don't really like
The
it.
only problem I have with a rage menace on the back of a chatterbait is that top. If you spin it to where it's trying to swim, that top one will curl up in that backwash from the blade and won't work.
Okay.
Cut it
Talking
off.
about when it's sitting like this.
Yeah.
Cut it off. You
I
cut
don't
that top one off, and that other one will sit there in the bottom.
Farmer's camera is out of focus. Can you go back over and mess that thing up a little bit? So Josh left.
I'm not gonna mess with it.
So we're gonna fit. We want the beauty of Jonathan's.
Go back in.
Yeah, go away from him. There you go. Keep going. Keep going. There he is. He's getting better. There he is. I guess that's about as close as we can get it right there, Josh. So, do y'all dip the tail in anything? I will say that I do the JJ's Magic, the garlic with the chartreuse. I think that's. But I do know that a lot of guys do the orange in the winter.
I love JJ's Magic. I hate their container.
Their container sucks.
I will take JJ's Magic. I keep an old dip it jar that has nothing in it, and I'll get my JJ's Magic and put it in.
Because the jar is not wide enough at the top.
Well, it's not even that. It literally, when you open it up, it spews dye everywhere.
It's pressurized somehow. I've had guys talk. They bought it and they put it in their boat, and it gets hot or something, and it blows up in their boat.
Oh, that'd be terrible. You get that stuff. in your
Smell like
stomach.
Olive Garden. But seriously, have you ever heard of that?
Mhm.
JJ's blowing up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Why is it
I
pressurized?
had one do it in my boat where I keep all my dyes and everything. That's why I keep my dyes in a Tupperware box now. So if it does it again, I don't have dye everywhere.
Makes sense. So there's another good dip. Chart dip dye. I don't do that when first start fishing any day, but if I'm not getting any bites, he might switch up to it. You know, a lot of guys do that with a shaky head, automatic
Mhm.
on Lanier, automatically dipping the tail.
Dip the head of it. Dip the head of your worm instead of the tail.
And that's a good point. A lot of guys don't know this. And what Jonathan just said, if you're throwing a shaky head and you got a dip tail and you're getting a lot of short strikes, you feel them, take the next worm, and instead of dipping the tail in chartreuse, dip the head, because that's what they're focusing on.
Mhm.
And now it's down there by your hook.
Same thing with a jig.
Explain.
You not remember that little tip I showed you with the chartreuse Cinco?
Dude, I got so much. With
Is
the
that-
short.
Putting it on the jig and then the trailer. Yeah.
Oh, just a little piece.
Yeah.
I'm thinking more.
And you can do the dip too. It just doesn't show up as bright. But you dip the head of your trailer and put it on the jig. When the jig hits the bottom and that skirt flares out,
Yeah,
now there's a pop of color right in the middle of that jig.
Right in the middle of it. But you're not talking about the actual jig head.
No.
So that's what I was thinking. No, I forgot. It's been. Ever use blue dye?
Yes.
When would you use blue dye?
Wintertime. Or if I'm in muddy water.
Now,
I'm around dark crawfish like.
Oh, in your trailer just be blue.
Yeah.
Very
black.
JJ's and breadsticks. I'm going to try it one day. Seriously. It'll evaporate too in the heat. Neil Scoggins says. So I guess you're talking about the JJ's. There's a warning label on the bottle. Really?
It's over there at the door.
You know what JJ's looks like?
It's right there.
It's that dye right there on that little thing when you first come into your right.
Next to the bang.
Next to the bang. You'll see it's a little. There's some up there. I want to read that warning, see if that's really got that like that. This time of year, while he's getting that right there, you got to go to the bathroom there, Blakester. Blakester's got to go to the bathroom. See if you can find that warning label. Right now, let's just talk jig fishing since that seems to be where we're kind of really going for right now. How are we fishing a jig right now? We fishing it shallow under docks, or we still hitting points and brush with them?
I'm hitting them I'm fishing
Everywhere.
a jig everywhere right now.
Everywhere.
Water's hot. Crawfish are out moving around. They're everywhere. They're from the bank out there into God knows where. And so are the brim, because I'm making brim or my jig look like brim and crawfish.
So Charles Wisdom says something like Lucas Black is doing with his jigs. So I talked to Lucas down at Icast. We didn't talk about jigs or anything. We talked about his company on that, but I did get his phone number. So Lucas Black is going to be on the show.
You can do.
Does it say?
Using well-ventilated areas.
Yeah, that makes sense why mine blew up then.
Caution, keep out of reach of children. This product is not meant for human consumption, so don't be dipping your Little Caesar pizza in it and breadsticks. Harmful if inhaled or swallowed. Call physician. Use in well-ventilated area. All right, then.
So is that the smell that goes with it? Or is that?
I don't know.
That doesn't relate to anything combustible.
If you dip, we dip. I put my hand upon your hip. So there you go. 5 jigs tied right now. Casey Blanton. I like these discussions. Casey Blanton, I know you do when it comes to jigs. That's the jig throwingest joker I've ever met.
Is.
He likes his jigs. Now, all right.
He ain't the only one.
Yeah, I know you like them too. But let's say, okay, let's let me throw out a hypothetical to you. Deep brush.
Mm-hmm.
How you colors? Are you going down with bluegill colors, dark colors? How come people don't throw herring colors?
You can.
But a lot of people don't, and if they do, they don't talk about it.
It's an unspoken thing, especially on Lanier. Take one of like a herring color, a dark back with like a pearl belly, and put a little swim bait on it, and chunk a 1/2 ounce, 3/4 ounce swim jig out there. Let it go all the way to the bottom through that, and swim that thing slow through them brush piles.
So, do you make any changes to your jig presentations with or without a thermocline?
A lot of it depends on what I think. If I'm around like a full moon and it's hot, I will target more of your clay kind of areas,
right,
where a lot of crawfish spawn, where they can come out of their holes and spawn. And I don't go any deeper than 40 foot.
So when a thermocline sets up, say like on Lanier,
what was the thermocline at when it really hadn't set up hard this year that I could see, but
where did it set up hard last year?
Last year it set up right around 30 foot. I'm pretty sure on Lanier, and then on Altoona it was like 20.
Okay. So
if I'm seeing a hard thermocline,
you're staying above it.
I'm staying above it.
Staying above it anyway. Is Gandalf taking a nap? He hasn't said anything for a bit.
No, I'm not taking a nap. I'm wide awake.
He's pouting because nobody answered his question, or you're either gloating in your glory.
I'm
What-
gloating.
Gloat in your glory right there.
I got 4 more for next week.
Ah, good Lord. I tell you, crawfish will push up above the thermocline.
Mm-hmm.
So there you go. So Brad Silvers for
Well,
question.
you should be fishing above the thermocline anyway.
Well, the fish will go down below it for just
They
a little
will
bit,
for a little bit, but
and then come
majority
back
of them
up.
are going to be above that thermocline,
Okay.
at or above.
At or above. All right. So Brad Silvers, question for Farmer. When do the deeper spots / bait start moseying back to the creeks? And he's asking specifically for Lanier or Carter's. And when he says that, well, we're talking about getting ready to set up for the winter ditch bite kind of thing.
Anywhere I look, September's a little early down here because the water's still warm, but you get towards the later end of October, November, you'll start seeing a ton of bait back in these creeks. They've gone up there because the water's cooled off. The shallow water cools off faster than the deep water.
Yeah.
So they'll push up, getting that cooler water. Bass push them up there in them creeks and feed on them.
November for sure.
And then just middle of December, everything starts pulling back out into the ditches.
Into the ditches. So you got that little bit of time right there.
Mhm. You get
Shallow water bite.
you get a great fall bite late October, November.
Yeah.
And most of the time I've got a square bill, spinnerbait, chatterbait, something mimicking bait fish shallow.
Okay. Let's see. Now Hog Wild says, I think we're talking about the jigs, but I throw it across the tree so it has to come across the top of the brush pile / tree and bounce it off the branch as I pop it over and let it free fall back down for a little bit. So that makes sense. Jason Jones says the brim are blasting on tuna right now. Dark blue and purple today killed like it was a good one. So, but now Alatoona still, bluebacks they're there, but brim's still the predominant bait fish for bass. Wouldn't you say that on Alatoona right now?
Threadfin or
Threadfin.
and gizzard shad. There's more gizzard shad in Altoona than I've ever seen.
Really?
There's huge gizzard shad in Altoona,
Which is good for the largemouth. Wouldn't you think? And stripers.
I didn't figure it out till a couple years ago. Especially from about now all the way into the fall, for night fishing, those gizzards actually push right against the bank at night. And you can go down the bank with a black spinnerbait, a chatterbait, and just waylay them. I caught 20 something the last time I did that. Just in an hour and something I was there on a chatterbait, a white chatterbait at night.
There you go. That's a good tip.
They push. There's so much gizzard shad in Altoona. They just push shallow. They're up there eating on that algae bloom from that day.
Okay. Makes sense. Let's see. Jeffrey Johnson. Years ago, I would cut the fat chunk on an Uncle Josh pork trailer to get a white flash while fishing a jig. Does anyone still use those trailers? You couldn't find them for the longest time, and now they're coming back out.
They're coming back out, but they're not like they used to be.
What's the difference?
The material.
Material's different. What they soak it in is different.
The salty content is like it used to be.
It's not near what it used to be, because I used to like a salt chunk, but they don't make them like they used to.
Back in the day, that was all you could get.
Mm-hmm.
Because I grew up, now I always do the same one, the one that had the green and dots on the top like that.
Yeah.
Just that's what you threw.
Old
I threw it in
jig
a
and
farm
pig.
pond. Yeah, that's right. That's
We
all.
went through a lot of them too.
Mhm.
Oh,
Oh, God, they were
Made
soft.
my dad so mad because
Were soft.
they would do that, but if you ever didn't take them off, they
Oh.
would dry up. You'd have to get a sawzall or something to cut
Cut
them
'em
things off. My dad, I got beat time and time again for that. Lipsticker fishing. Here's a good tip, guys, right here. Right now, there's a thermocline set up down to Brown's Bridge. It's 35 to 40 feet right now, going up the lake and back into the creeks. It gets shallower. So it's setting up right now. So
I'd say after all the heat we had, I mean, this week's been different because it's been nothing
but that
rain.
week or two we had was terrible.
Well, we had 2 or 3 weeks there that were awful.
Yeah.
And,
It's like we lived in a desert. And now we can't get it to stop.
well, we
raining.
couldn't get any rain, so they weren't pulling any water because we were losing water anyway. The lake came down. I don't know what was it, a foot, 2 foot, something like that. But they weren't moving water, so the water kept heating up. So it made the thermocline set up even faster.
Right.
When they move water, it doesn't set up as fast.
I got you.
That's why we didn't have a really bad thermocline last year, is because we had an abundance of rain.
Right. Okay, makes sense. So hog wild fishing, once you pull a swim jig through a tree, it either spooks them pretty quick because you snatched one out of it or knocked the piss out of the branch and shook the tree, or they start firing off feeding. So
Mhm.
you get that reaction kind of, whatever.
And you can usually tell pretty quick if you're going to get a bite out of that brush pile anyway, especially now with forward facing sonar. I can throw that swim jig in there and roll it through. I can see how they react. If I hit a limb and they scatter, that's not what I want.
Can move
Leave.
on.
If I swim it through and one comes up and acts like he's going to knock the hell out of it, I may give it a couple other times. But
You can tell pretty quick.
normally, if it's within the first one or two casts in a tree.
Okay. I got that. So Tim Hancock, and I definitely believe this with all my heart. I still have nearly a whole pint jar of number 11 frogs, black and blue, and some brown craw frogs too.
I don't doubt that at all.
I don't doubt it all either, but I mean,
I still got that monster of a spinnerbait he gave me when we were here.
yeah. I wonder though.
That was an ounce and a half.
It's huge.
Yeah.
So Tim, are they still good? And what are we talking? We talking 30 years old? Because I threw them in the 80s.
They stay good in that solution.
Is it indefinitely, you think?
I don't know.
That's
I
what
just
I'm
know-
asking.
I probably had some for 10, 15 years before I threw them away. Still in the jars.
So Tim says the thing is I rarely throw a jig or a worm anymore. But he's got the trailer. Should he ever want to do that?
He's not getting rid of it.
You might open that jar and there may be some kind of stank you ain't never smelt in your life. Hog Wild, it's not the OG jig and pig. Those things with the devil, I think that's what you were trying to say. May as well just donate the jig to charity if you let them things dry out. You'll need power tools to get off. Okay, I got what you're saying. Yeah, absolutely. I always got in trouble with that. Tim Hancock says they're still good. Is it real pork skin? It was. The originals
Yeah,
were
the
real
originals
pork skin.
were.
Now, what about the new ones?
No, I don't think they are.
I don't know, to be honest with you.
They don't feel the
E-Pork is
same.
really good.
They don't feel the same.
Is that a company?
Yes, the guy that actually cuts the pork and then marinates it, sends it to you in a big jar.
Hmm.
And you pick out what color, what size you want.
Paw E-Pork.
Yeah, just
Can you check them out online?
Facebook.
Facebook. Okay, so Kim Pruitt, who's in the crowd behind us, says Paw E-Pork is really good. And you check him out on Facebook. Lipsticker fishing, deep diving crankbaits, hit the points where they meet the thermocline. Anybody tried this lately? So Jonathan's raising his hand. How did it work for you?
Oh, speed cranking this time of year, doing that, I love it.
What are you throwing?
I'm throwing like you can go.
I know
in-
it's got to be a DT of some sort, right?
No,
Okay, but you like the DTs.
I'd like the DTs. They're deep diving for speed cranking. The bill's too wide.
Okay.
You're gonna fight it. You've got to have one like Mega Bass makes one, the Deep 300 or something like that. It only goes about 15 to 18 foot deep.
So you're not. So if the thermocline's at 20, you're not digging. You're just going in that area.
I'm staying
Looking for
anywhere.
reaction.
I'm staying anywhere from 5 feet from it to it.
Okay. All right.
And I'm blowing. It's kind of like back when I was looking for bait balls in that area, and I would blow that crankbait through that bait ball and make that bait ball scatter. And those fish were up underneath it eating on that bait ball. It's the same concept. I'm just blowing that bait through there, trying to get a reaction strike.
Try to get a reaction strike. So Tim Hancock says the new ones cost a freaking arm and a leg. But somebody, Hog Wild, probably some animal rights activist group making them use artificial pork skin nowadays. There is no telling. There is absolutely no telling right there. So, guys, we're getting a little bit late. So if you got any more questions or comments, I know we've gone all over the place tonight. So definitely throw them out there real quick. There are still a lot of Man's 20s and 30 plus crankbaits out there.
The
I
Mans
always
are great.
like them. Yeah, they're great.
Spro's come out with one that's a big deep diver that does well.
Kevin says he likes the Mega Bass 7.5.
The 7.5 is a good one.
Yeah, Hog Wild's going to bed now. Have a good night. So good night to you. Color, if you're doing it,
Anything that's
just shad oriented,
if I can mimic a herring around here,
right?
I'm going to mimic the herring. But any kind of sexy shad, anything like that.
How about you? Do you do that?
I like a
speed
chartreuse shad
Nope.
too.
You don't do that.
Nope.
So how would you attack the thermocline if he says it's right points 20 foot of water?
Well, I guess I'm old school because I'm going to stay above that thermocline. I'm not going to worry about going below it.
Yeah. All right, go ahead. Sorry.
I'm still going to fish the Senko, a jig, a shaky. I'm not going to mess with the crankbait. Now, at night, I'll throw the spinnerbait for sure. And I shy away from the chatterbaits at night because I'm dragging.
I avoid the crowds as far as fishing goes this time of year when everybody's out there deep.
You're still beating the bank
I'm in the river.
in the rivers.
I'm in the river as far as my boat will take me.
Yeah, we put in
the river.
We put in Galts, and I run north. I don't run south. I don't go towards the dam.
Cooler water.
Up the river.
Water's cooler by like 8 to 10
More
degrees.
stain, too.
You've got a better stain, and the current. Usually, when you get up that far in the rivers, you have current, so it positions the fish extremely easy to predict. And
Well,
I
there you go.
will be 10, 12 foot from my target, flipping.
Right up on them.
Yep.
With a beaver.
Beaver or jig.
With
Big
a
worm.
beaver or jig. All right. So Hog Wild said I was late for the actual show, but I came in just in time for the fun part of the conversation. So Jason Jones says Sandem narrow. He said Sandem narrow.
Sand and narrow.
Is that what he's saying? Oh, and he just put EM. So sand
Is he
and
talking
narrow.
about the bill?
Hell, I ain't got a clue.
Yeah, sand them narrow. Sand the
Build down.
DT's narrow, but I can go buy the tactical shad, or I can go buy the Mega Bass 7.5 or the 300. I can buy. There's the Normans. There's a bunch of them out there that's got the skinny bill that are deep divers. The skinny bills are for speed cranking. Your big wide bills are the ones that go down there and deflect.
Got what you said. Okay. All right. So Brad Silvers, this is a good question for both of you guys. Give some more deep speed crank options. I can't spend $25 on a crankbait. So what is a good, affordable crankbait?
The Norman DD22.
Norman DD. Oh, that lipstick I put. Norman DD22.
That's a very good deep diving crankbait. Spro makes a really good deep diving crankbait. Trying to think of, Rapala makes a really good deep diving crankbait,
You
but
can't speed it though.
you will not be able to speed crank it. Tactical Shad, or the Tactical boys made that one with river to sea fishing.
Yeah.
It's a good deep diving crankbait.
And you can
Speed,
crank that
you
one.
can speed crank that one. It was made for speed cranking.
It was made for deep.
That's the way them boys like to fish that thing, is
Hard.
speed cranking.
All right. So Tim Hancock says another way to get down deep is a heavy spinnerbait. That's not surprising he said that. You can get it deep, keep it deep, wind it fast.
Well, I didn't cover this about the jig fishing deep. 1/2 ounce, 3/4 ounce. I'm not throwing 3/8 when I'm fishing.
Get
that
heavy,
deep
get
stuff.
down there.
Heavy, I want it to stay down there.
You want it to be on the bottom.
Hot Rod Dave, the river is much narrower for targeting. Also, no wake boats in the river. That's a good thing, of course.
They are on tuna.
Yeah, they'll find their way up there.
They get up there on tuna.
Yeah.
You go
But-
to Little River and you don't want to go up there anymore.
Well,
That's a shame.
it's funny. Some of my biggest largemouth in the summertime come out of the river every year. I can go up there and just flip. Some of my biggest largemouth come out from out the river.
Makes sense. It makes sense. Carson Fowler, what kind of rod and reel do y'all have for crankbaits? And I guess he's on. What's your setups?
My speed cranking, I like a little bit. It's a moderate action rod, but it's a little bit. It's not a fiberglass rod for speed cranking because you don't want that huge parabolic bend from like fiberglass.
Yeah.
Anything from 8 1-to-1 is as high as you want to go, but I stick with about a 7.3, 7.1 speed cranking as a gear ratio.
Mhm.
And I don't go under 12 pounds.
Okay.
12-pound test when I'm speed cranking.
Okay. What about you? You don't do it anyway.
Not a speed crank, but I run Johnny Morris medium platinum rod.
Okay.
7.1 to 1.
All my other crankbaits, I fish on the Tournament Legend glass rod.
Mm-hmm.
I love that rod. I ever since I started fishing with that rod, I hardly lose any crankbait fish.
Got enough bend to it.
It's got a ton of bend. It's got enough back. But I even chatterbait fish with my heavy.
Okay.
I use a
Moderate.
chatterbait.
Sounds like you guys know what you're talking about. So, all right. So there you go. So we're all right, guys. So we're about an hour and 50 in. So we're gonna call it a night with this one right here. I will tell you guys. Listen again. go back and rewatch the tournament stuff at the beginning, because that's going to be a big event December 7th at Laurel Park. Toys for Tots, Big Shanty Bass Masters, Fish North Georgia. We're going to team up, make that a hell of an event. $5,000 guaranteed first place prize. So you guys do that for your homework before next week. See if y'all can answer Kevin's question. Got one more question. Would speed cranking work well in the dark?
Yes.
Yes. So there you go. So there you go, Brad Silvers. Next week, this is what I'm working on. I don't know. We might have Hank Parker next week. That's what I'm working on. We're going to talk about the history of bass fishing. So I got to get with Hank's guys and make sure that we can do it next week. And if not, we made a lot of great contacts down at Icast. Kyle Welcher, talked to Jordan Lee again, talked to Watson, all them. So a lot of them guys are going to be coming on here. We're just trying to get through their schedule. Talk to Trey McKinney and all that. So we've got a lot of guys interested in doing the show. So we're going to try to give you all those options like that. But next week, this is what I'm going for. If it doesn't work, we'll figure something out. But hopefully we get Hank Parker on here. And him and Tim Hancock can talk about fishing back in the day together like that. You ought to be able to have a good net conversation. Talking about all the old school stuff.
I'll handle it.
You'll handle it? I know you can do that. So like that. So anyway, guys, if you're on the water this weekend, first of all, be safe and enjoy your time. Share this with guys. You know, we had a lot of fun tonight. Hey, we hadn't done a show in 3 weeks, so we had to get all the silly stuff out of the way. But we'll come back next week. We can't be like that with Hank. Hey, we can't have that episode with Hank. But we look forward to next Tuesday night having a show. We're going to get back into our regularly scheduled programming and all that. But got a lot of great things coming. And again, don't forget the Real American Road Trip in a couple of weeks. Got some big sponsors getting ready to jump on board. But guys, we appreciate everything you guys do. Hope you have a great night, and we will see you next week.